like to use everything called Jeff. Save you the joke, Aaron Wyke. We're going to start with a video. That's a tradition here at my presentations, and hopefully this actually works. But this is actually, there's a series of videos that Google Analytics put out there late last year about the shopping experience, and it's sort of cool. It's actually, if the shopping experiences we put on our websites were in real life, how tedious and how ridiculous some of these things are.
Hey, just that, thanks.
You sure?
Yeah.
Username?
Oh, Nick M?
No.
NM1983?
No.
Zandy Pops?
Sorry.
Zandy Pops?
No, okay. Don't worry, I'll help. What's your postcode?
Oh, it's GU749ZT.
Welcome back, Nick Forever.
Okay.
Please listen carefully to this bread license agreement before continuing with your purchase of a loaf of bread. If you do not, blah, blah, blah. You also agree not to use any bread-based product for any purposes prohibited by United Kingdom law, including without limitation, design, development, manufacture of missiles, chemical, nuclear, or biological weapons.
Tick.
I'm afraid you've timed out.
What? Sorry. Hello? Excuse me. Oh, yeah, hey.
Just one loaf, sir.
Yeah, we just...
What's your username?
It's Nick Forever, but number 4, not the...
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to check that you're a real person. Could you say that for me?
It's not even a word.
Okay, how about this one?
You know what, forget it.
This one?
Hipad Potter Mice.
You're in.
Great, I'm in.
£8.85.
It's supposed to be 98 pence.
Plus express delivery.
What's that?
Oh, well, it's express delivery. It's fast. So there's, standard.
Standard.
Standard delivery. That's £4.99.
Why?
Bread insurance. You didn't untick the don't decline bread insurance option.
You know what, I think I'll risk it.
It is quite close to the sell-by date.
Don't care.
98 pence it is. If you want to pop back in 5 business days, it'll be ready for your collection.
Well, I need it now, obviously.
Oh, OK. You want the take-home today price? Well, that's £3.27.
You know what, I'm going to go.
Come back soon.
I won't.
Dear customers, this call will be closing in 10 minutes. Please proceed to checkout. Please proceed to checkout. Thank you.
All right, that's sort of setting the tone for what we're going to talk about today, and that is sometimes analytics can help us sell more products, but sometimes we actually just need to ask questions of ourselves as, are we the problem? Are we the reason why these things are not working? Because if you look at it, you know, the in real life shopping process is actually pretty tried and true, works pretty well, we know what to expect. But that's not always the case online. There's actually sometimes we run into problems and things are happening. So Google Analytics, like I said, produced a series of these humorous videos. There's another one later on, which we probably won't get to, but just think about that. You know, analytics can do a lot of good things and to show you some things you should be paying attention to, but at the same time, sometimes your website itself is the problem and help you identify how to fix that. So the title of this presentation was up to 10 questions about e-commerce. I'm going to go through the questions right now and just talk to you about that. So, do your analytics match your sales? That's a question that actually is something that a lot of people do not focus on, and a lot of people lose faith in their analytics tools because they're actually not seeing the sales numbers in their e-commerce system match up with what they're doing inside of Google Analytics. Does that ever happen to anybody where you look in your sales tool and it says you have a certain amount of sales and you don't have as much somewhere else? Well, it's a pretty big problem that happens to a lot of different people, so something to pay attention to. Because if your analytics don't match your sales, then you're going to have some problems with your bosses. That's soak in there a little bit. That's pretty much what I spent most of the time in this presentation. That's Aaron Wyke as Walter White and James Sabota as Skylar. And this is a spoiler alert, I've learned. This is a spoiler if you haven't watched Breaking Bad. And Hugh, we have a problem, because if your things aren't matching up, nobody's going to trust what you're saying. So analytics are something where if it's not matching up and people don't have faith in what you're seeing in your organization, the best reports, the best dashboards, none of that's really going to matter, because you need to make sure that you can fix those problems. Another question you want to ask yourself, are you spending efficiently? So Google Analytics And all these things, all these screenshots are from Google Analytics. Didn't have time to look into other tools, and frankly, I mostly use Google Analytics, so that's the reason why we're showing that. One feature that I really love in the Google Analytics tool is the ability to look at your AdWords spend and compare your AdWords spend to the products that you actually sell and to understand that. So if you look at the AdWords reports inside of Google Analytics for an e-commerce site, you can actually see what's your return on investment for all of your advertising spend. So make sure you're paying attention to what is profitable, what is my return on investment. Note that the ROI number they give you here is actually return on ad spend. It's actually not taking into account your product costs, but there's a cool report within Analytics that helps you understand from your paid search campaigns, how are you doing? Another thing is, are they having trouble purchasing? Now the funnels in Google Analytics are not the prettiest things. There's other tools that might provide you with a better looking funnel, but ultimately what it's trying to tell you is, where are there problems in your checkout process? Are people having trouble getting, are you asking them to create an account when they don't want to? Are you having them do something that they're not really prepared to do? Are you asking them for too much information? If you set up a funnel within Google Analytics, you can understand where are you seeing people drop out in your process, and where are you seeing people not being able to check out and to making money. What products sell the best? One of the things that I like to recommend to people are, look at the top selling products on your website right now and focus on how do you sell more of those, because there is a precedent right now that your top selling products are what are drawing in the revenue. So rather than focusing on your bottom 50 products or your bottom 10 products, try looking at your top products and see how do you get more out of them, how do you support them more with paid media, how do you increase your conversion rate for those products, as opposed to looking only at the low selling products. Because if it's a low selling product, it might be that nobody wants it, that nobody's ever gonna buy it. So optimizing around your top 10, 25, 50, whatever products they are, is a good way to make sure you can squeeze out some return on investment quickly by looking at your analytics. Were you better than last year? The date comparison tool within Google Analytics is a great way to understand, is this normal? Is there a precedent for this? Is this something that actually should be happening? Or is it something that last year we did much better or much worse? A lot of e-commerce sites are a very seasonal business, and especially the reason why we have this presentation on e-commerce right now is because this is entering the peak season for a lot of stores. A lot of stores make their money during the holiday season, especially if you're selling retail goods or you're selling something that's actually could be used as a gift. These next 2 months are pivotal in the adoption and the revenue making for these companies. So if you want to know, are you doing well, are you doing worse than expected, you can actually look at last year to see the precedent for whether or not you're doing a good job. Are these conversion rates reasonable? One of the things that I think people do is they have blind faith in their analytics tools. They look at something and they say, oh, 15% conversion rate, we're doing great. They don't necessarily know, is that what it should be or not? Now 15% is tremendous. And the reason why some websites might see a 15% conversion rate, a lot of times it's because of what they're doing offline. Either, it could be a catalog where they actually mail something to people and they come in to take orders. It could be all kinds of different things that are saying why this conversion rate is so high. And on the flip side, you might have a very low conversion rate, something 1% or less. That's actually acceptable in some cases, and it's actually part of the game for certain types of websites. So you need to understand who's coming to my website and then put it into the context of, is this reasonable or not? Is this something that should be expected or is it not? Should 2 out of 100 people who visit my website be buying, or should 15 out of 100 people who visit my website be buying? And the answer is that it really depends on what you're trying to sell, what your pricing is, what your value proposition is, all kinds of different factors get into there. The first thing you need to do is critically think about whether or not this is a reasonable thing to expect or not. And then, are you part of the problem? And this is another one, I think we have time because I'm going through this super fast. If you want to watch this last video, and then we can be on.
People who bought olives also bought Chardonnay.
Oh, all right.
78% of people who viewed Chardonnay also bought What to Do When He's Not That Into You.
Well, I'm just wanting to get some olives, so...
Why not buy all 3?
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't really need them.
It'll give you a total saving of 7 pence.
I think I'll still pass, actually.
Just some wine then.
No, sorry. What? You didn't know. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm not buying this wine.
Are you sure you want to remove that item from your basket?
Yes.
Why not try something new?
What, and buy something totally random that I've never shown any interest in?
Wilson Cape Memorial mug?
Yeah, okay, I'll take the mug. Obviously I'm joking, aren't I?
So before you start blaming your e-commerce provider, the people who are doing search for you, your organic people, whoever it is, sometimes you need to look internally and see, am I part of the problem, and is it something that I can improve upon? And this is just some very quick tips that I've learned over time on how you can look at analytics and to get it to do better. Obviously, this is not a lot of how-to, this is more of just things you need to look at, and that's your homework now, is to actually look at your analytics, learn how to do some of these things and see how you can apply it to your business, especially during this holiday season, which is where a lot of stores really make or break their calendar year and their fiscal year. So, thank you.